let's start with horizon line. What is horizon line? A horizon line, also known as eye level, is an imaginary straight line that separates the sky from land and water. It's just an imaginary line that when you're looking from like your eyesight, it's just like it separates it, right? To help to understand this better, I have Jake that will talk to us, that will help us to understand eye level better. Okay. Here we have Jake standing on a ground plane and a floating cube and a floating square right in front of him. And since with his eye level and where the square is placed, he now sees the square as like a flat shape and it's not distorted. What if we have now we have Jake standing in 3 different platforms with a square in the middle. The square right now is in front of Jake in platform number 2, whereas Jake 1 and 3 would have to tilt their heads to look towards it. It doesn't change their eye level except their line of sight. You always see the horizon line at your eye level. In fact, if you change your eye level by standing or sitting down, the horizon line changes too and follows your eye level. You can see right now that this square is below, like I mentioned, below the eye level of number 3 and above the eye level of number 1. So you'll only see the top and the underneath of the square. These are examples of horizon line. These are some photos that I took from my eye level, and depending on the elevation, the horizon line is different. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so question for the class. If you've understood what I explained, where do you think the horizon line is at? Feel free to answer it in the chat.
At the base of the mountain.
The base of the mountain. Okay. Does anyone else have any other answer?
Top of the mountain?
No, it's above that white line, that white land which is ending. That's above that. That's somewhere in between that sand.
Okay. Is everyone good?
Ma'am, I think it's on the like edge of the tree where the mountains and everything meet. It's somewhere in the middle of the, it's, yeah.
And you guys are right. Just slightly above where the desert, the mountain and the land meets, right? Here's another one. Where do you think the horizon line is for this one? It's a little difficult because there's so much going on, but
base of the central building.
It's that center building from top to third one, that third line.
Over here?
Yeah, there's no little above.
Okay.
In the middle.
Okay.
Down. Yeah, somewhere there.
I think it's at the base of the center building, I think.
Like over here?
Yeah.
Okay. It is right, just slightly above here, like where where it ends. The white building, just slightly above. And you'll sometimes with images like this, it is difficult to find the horizon line because there's so much going on. And to make it easier to find that, we will talk about vanishing point. It is the point on a horizon line where parallel lines converge. So here is an image of a railway track, just to make it easier to understand what vanishing point is. Okay, here you have these 2 black lines that are headed towards the vanishing point, and you can see that the farther they are, they tend to be out of sight, and where they converge is what's called the vanishing point. It's important to understand that only the line parallel to each other will converge to the same vanishing point. Now we'll start with the square. It's a perfect example since all their sides are parallel. Now imagine you're looking at the square straight on, so you see the shape with no distortion, right? And okay. Now, what if we lay this square flat below on a horizon line? Here we have a flat square plane below the horizon line, although all lines are parallel in a square. We can see that sides A and B, we can see that side A is slightly shorter and side B is, since it's closer to us, it's bigger and longer. And lines C and D are parallel to each other. But they seem to be converging towards a distant point called the vanishing point. Now we have the square flipped to a vertical, rotating on the C side. Well, the sides C and D are they're still converging to the same vanishing point since they're parallel to each other. And you'll even notice that above the horizon line, the line tends to incline upwards, while the line below the horizon line tends to incline downwards. Whereas the converging lines closer to the horizon line tend to be flatter. It's like a fan, you know, like you have a fan like this, and the lines above the horizon line will tend to go up this way, and below the horizon line, it's going to go this way. Now, let's move the square, echoing what I talked about earlier during the horizon line. Now, let's move the square above the horizon line with its parallel line converging towards the vanishing point. We have the flat planes above and below the horizon line, but I think it'll help you understand, like I said, it'll help you understand better once we have everything on a cube. So now we have a 3D cube to understand it better. Okay. Now we have the cube positioned right in front of our eye with our lines converging towards the same vanishing point. And now in this image, we have the cube above our eye level and below our eye level. When we have the cube above the eye level, we can see the front and the underneath of the cube with the parallel lines converging towards the vanishing point. But if you place the cube below the horizon line, you'll see mostly, imagine it as like a ground plane. So you'll just see the top part of it. Just remember this, that below the horizon line, you'll see the top part of it, and above the horizon line, you'll see the bottom part of it. Now, here we have a set of images where that you guys have to, you don't have to guess it. Here we have a straight on view of New York City, Manhattan. And then the second image is a top-down view of a room. And the third one is a Dutch angle. So the first image, you can see that the lines on the road can help you guide to find the vanishing point. And also the buildings above the horizon line, you can see that the lines are converging towards the vanishing point. And as for the room, you can see the lines here helps you guide to find the vanishing point, which is slightly by the table over here, the white table. And for this one too, like you can see that there are lines that help you find the vanishing point as well. Here I will use images from our favorite shows. Here we have Gravity Falls. Where do you guys think the vanishing point is?
It's the triangle window.
Okay. Anyone
Near
else?
the book. I think near the book.
The Dipper's eye level.
Dipper's eye level?
Dipper's eye level. The table just above it, the table's corner, because it's at the main, the most straight point of it.
It's whoever said it's by the window. They were right, and above the book. Yes. Okay, so where do you guys think the horizon line is at? Sorry, vanishing point.
Clouds, between those clouds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between the right, either it's like rear really near the mouse pointer, just above it, the clouds,
Mm-hmm.
the smallest clouds, but not the two smallest clouds, the off kilter, right? Because of the house's, shape, like it's pointing towards that side.
Okay.
But it's so confusing because it's actually it seems like that
Almost parallel.
the meeting point of the sky and ocean is the that is the horizon line. But when you see this lighthouse, it's got a elliptical, which is showing a top portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wrong or the horizon line isn't up, because if it's up, the houses should be really low, which isn't here.
Yeah. I think that might be a stylistic choice, maybe. But from whatever I've gathered from this image, I drew the lines and feel like the vanishing points over here. This might just be like I don't know. You don't really see the bottom part of it as much.